Welcome to the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. Are you over 40 and tired of struggling with your weight, dieting, and constantly feeling like you're starting over with nutrition and fitness? Do you wish you had more energy? Do you want to lose weight and finally keep it off for good? I'm Lil, a certified nutrition coach and former registered nurse. I too have been there, and at the age of 44, I decided I was done with fad diets and chasing a lower number on the scale. I was so tired of constantly starting over and wondering why I couldn't get lasting results. I became a nutrition coach and created the Feel Your Best formula for women who want to build muscle, lose fat, and keep it off for good. If you're ready to build a better relationship with food, the scale, and your body, let's build your formula for feeling your best. If you're new here, make sure to check the episode details for the link to my newbie starter guide. You'll receive an email straight to your inbox with everything you need to start building your Feel Your Best formula. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to this week's mini session. I'm warning you right off the bat, this is going to be some tough love, but I think you can handle it. My episodes that are full of tough love are often the most popular, and I think afterwards, I'm probably going to receive some messages of you guys saying, Lil, got a little mad at you, but I needed to hear that. So what we're going to talk about is, and this is going to be a little bit of a hard truth, like I said, we're going to talk about how you have the ability to show up and get shit done and prioritize things that other people ask you to do, commitments that you have in other areas of your life, and yet you struggle to do what you should be doing to take care of yourself. We are all multifaceted. None of us have the same exact life, but most likely you have a job, you have children or a family, maybe you have parents that you're taking care of, you have friends, maybe you volunteer. And I'm guessing that in all those other areas, you show up like a rock star. You figure out solutions to problems. Someone's got a problem at work. You say, I'll figure it out. I'll research it. I'll get it done. We will solve this problem. When it comes to your kids, when they're struggling, you say to them, we will figure it out. We will get it done. Don't you worry. I've got you. When it comes to your friends and they need help, maybe they had surgery, maybe something's going on with them, you make them a meal, you bring it on over, you support them, you say, don't worry, we will figure this out. When it comes to volunteering, maybe you coach your kids' teams, whatever. Maybe you volunteer at the local animal shelter. When they ask you for help, when they need you to show up at a certain time, you show up for them. However, when it comes to your own self-care, you find it really easy to prioritize all those other people. You prioritize your work, you prioritize your family, your friends, etc., but you find it really easy to put your own health and wellness priorities on the back burner. And I know this because I see it all the time. I see women showing up for other people and not showing up for themselves. And so here's the hard truth about that. Here's the hard truth, and this is where you might get mad at me. You are capable of excellence, right? When there's that problem, that fire that needs to be put out, that problem that needs to be solved, you figure it out. You get it done. You save the day. Over and over and over, you are that person to other people. But then when you start thinking about, Oh, I feel like I should lose some weight. Oh, I know I should be working out. Oh, I know I should be eating a certain way. You come up with all kinds of excuses. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the money. Whatever it is, you can come up with so many reasons why you cannot solve that problem. And to you, it feels really acceptable because you're showing up for other people, right? Like that's important. But showing up for yourself, not quite as important. But here's the thing, over time, our habits are not just creating our experience in the moment, they are a deposit towards our future, right? So if over time we continuously neglect our own self-care, we gain weight, we become less active, we notice that our blood work is starting to not be so great at our doctor's appointments. Over time, that adds up to lifestyle related disease that is entirely related to the choices that we're making in our day-to-day life. And the reason I wanted to do this episode is I wanted to remind you that you are that person that gets shit done. You do it for other people. It's time to do it for yourself. And there can be all of this baggage, especially with women. We're taught, oh, the good girls are the ones that help everybody else and they martyr themselves and they don't put themselves first. Right? It's enough of that. It's 2023. You need to take care of yourself, right? Can we just agree on that? That it is important to take care of yourself. And you might do things that make you feel really good in the moment. And I want you to do that. You might go out to eat at your favorite restaurant. You might get yourself a manicure, a pedicure, all of those things, treat yourself, as they say. And yes, do those things because you deserve it. But also what you really deserve is to have an enjoyable life for the long term. And I'm really passionate about this because I myself, I don't talk about it a ton, but I do have arthritis. I was suffering from chronic pain for years. And it wasn't until it got really, really bad that I realized I really needed to prioritize my mental health, which I truly believe there's a strong mind-body connection, and my physical health. And I really started lifting weights, getting stronger, changing the way I eat, little by little over time, building daily habits that improved my experience in my body. And I know that if I had just stayed sedentary, gained weight, not paid attention to the foods that I ate, I would probably wake up every day in pain. I would be back to not being able to tie my shoes or empty or load the dishwasher, which is where I was at one point. And I know how important it is to put those daily deposits into my long-term health. So just some food for thought. This is just a mini session. We can't dive too deep, but I'm just reminding you that you are capable of showing up in saving the world in so many other areas of your life. And if you're not applying that same level of excellence and commitment to yourself, why not? And when are you going to start? Okay? I will see you on the next episode, Monday at 5 a.m. You can find me every day, Monday through Friday, on Instagram with a little mini coaching session. And like I said, I pull the really good ones to make sure they have a permanent home here on the podcast, okay? Thank you for listening. I know that maybe I made you a little mad, but hopefully I also gave you a little kick in the booty to maybe start thinking about things differently. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to check the episode details for my new listener starter guide, and any additional resources mentioned in the episode can also be found in the show notes on my website. You can always find me on Instagram at Macros with Lil, and for more healthy lifestyle tips, recipes, and information on my one-to-one and group coaching services, make sure to check out my website. All the links can be found below. If you know someone else who is ready to start building their formula for feeling their best, please share the love and send them a link to the podcast. I hope you found today's episode helpful, and I'll see you back here next week for a brand new one.